I'm the last speaker, and I'm also the last minute speaker, because only this morning I wrote to Gilbert that I'd like to speak. Now, I had a meeting of my Financial Services Association this morning, and I went round the table. There were 7 people, asked each of them to share their views about the increase in water prices. And the prevailing view coming out was, if you want to increase the price of water, tell us what the water costs. Okay, how much does it cost to produce the water? We know we have water from 4 sources. The water that comes from the sky is free, right? Then we got water from Malaysia, priced in 1960 prices, never increased. Then we have also new water that come from osmosis and now desalination. How much does each sector cost? That's what the people who spoke this morning say. Tell us what it costs. Now the minister says, we can't share with you because of commercial sensitivity. Now this is the excuse. They don't want transparency. They don't want to let the people know what it costs. Now let me say this. We are spending billions of dollars here and there. Our billions of dollars in the SAF, in defense, billions of dollars building expressways, billions of dollars building MRT lines. These are billions of dollars, not million, but billions. Who looks into this expenditure? Are we spending too much? And I'm afraid, yes, we are. We saw example of the Bean Center, but this is what we see. But what about those that we don't see? When I read the news that the Tuas Expressway is costing $3.5 billion, I said, that's a lot of money. Now, when Goh Keng Swee was finance minister, he built the north-south, east-west line. I think the total cost was $3.5 billion. Now the expressway costs $3.5 billion. Of course, we know that 30 years, the price have gone up 3-4 times. But $3.5 billion for an expressway is very high. North-South Expressway, I don't know, it's 12 billion or whatever it is. The Thomson Line is 18 billion. These are a lot of money. Okay, so when we complain about a few tens of millions and hundreds of millions, we must not forget that we are spending billions. And let me share with you my real fear. In any country around the world where there is corruption, it is in defense spending, it is in infrastructure spending, and money disappears, we're not accounted for. That's why I will never agree to come and say, because of commercial sensitivity, we can't share with you, because that is the seed of corruption. So I think this is the point that I'm very worried about in Singapore. Now, there's also a mention by a minister, water price have not increased for 17 years. I said, is that true? We have a water conservation tax of 30%. Isn't that an increase in the price of water? And the answer is yes. Of course, I don't know when was this tax introduced. And just now, Mr. Kwan says it was introduced in 1991, but at 5%. Today it is 30%, next year is 45%. Is this not an increase in price of water? It is an increase. Call it what you like. So when the minister says it has not increased, I say, are you honest? If you want us to support your decision, at least be honest with us. Now, we also know, because of this increase in water, prices of coffee have gone up, coffee drinks, and many other prices are going up. This is called the spiraling increase in the cost of living. So we are seeing this impact people in many ways. So what can we do? Now, just now I was asked by one journalist, one MP says we do need to bring home the message that water is an essential commodity, so the price must be increased. I said, sure, it's important, but it's also very important for the government to know what is the impact of the increase on the wages, the cost of living of every household. Yes, you got a point that's important. You want to make sure what people appreciate water is essential, costly. But can you also pay attention to the fact that all these increases, a spiral increase, is affecting the livelihood, the cost of living for people? And if you want a solution, I say let's look at Hong Kong. And this is through the good office of my good friend, Mr. Goh Meng Seng. In Hong Kong, the government says water is essential. Every family will have the first tier of water free. Every household. After that, you pay. All right, so I think that is a fair point. If you want to increase the price of water, you must take into account the impact on ordinary people. Then you follow Hong Kong and says, okay, we give you a first tier free. Then after that, we have the higher cost of water. And finally, the minister says there is never a good time to increase prices. I want the minister to know, does he understand that there is a bad time to increase prices? You don't know what is a good time, but you should know what is a bad time. And a bad time is when the economy is in very deep trouble, when people's employment are in very deep trouble. So if you don't know what is a good time, at least you learn what is a bad time. And now is a bad time. And one final point, when the Minister for Finance says, due to the difficult economy, we need to find new ways to raise revenue. I replied to him in my Facebook, Minister, the best way to deal with this problem is cut down your wasteful spending. You are wasting a lot of money all over the place. You will find that you don't have revenue. Cut down your spending. So that's all I say. Thank you very much for coming to listen to us.